Hello students, be ready for science class. I am Jayesh Patel. Hope you all are well and doing your study properly. Today we are going to continue part 2 from 3-part series on body movement. In this part we are going to cover fixed joints. Fixed joints. Some joints between bones in our head are different from those we have discussed so far. The bones cannot move at this joint. Such joints are called fixed joints. When you open your mouth wide, you can move your lower jaw away from your head, isn't it? Try to move your upper jaw now. Are you able to move it? There is a joint between the upper jaw and the rest of the head which is fixed joint. Students, there are some joints in our body which we cannot move. हमारी बॉडी में ऐसे कुछ joints है जिसे हम मूवमेंट नहीं कर सकते हैं, उसे फिक्स्ड जॉइंट कहते हैं. हमारे मुंह में जो नीचे का पार्ट है वो ऊपर नीचे होता है, पर ऊपर का जो पार्ट्स है वो ऊपर नीचे नहीं होता है. बरोबर है, क्योंकि वो बॉडी में जहाँ पे कनेक्टेड है अपने स्कल में, वहाँ पे जॉइंट फिक्स्ड जॉइंट है. We discussed only some of the joints that connect parts of our body. What gives the different parts of the body their different shapes? अपनी बॉडी में अलग अलग पार्ट्स को शेप कौन देता है? If you wanted to make a doll, what will you make first? Perhaps a framework to give the doll shape before making its outer structure, isn't it? All the bones in our body also form a framework to give a shape to our body. This framework is called the skeleton. Student, please see the figure 8.7. How do we know that this is the shape of a human skeleton? How do we know the shape of the different bones in our body? We can have some idea about the shape and number of bones in some parts of our body by feeling them. One way we could know this shape better would be to look at X-ray images of the human body. Students, आप सभी ने एक्सरे फ़ोटो देखा ही होगा. हमें बोन्स पे कुछ लगता है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम होता है, हम कहीं पे से गिर जाते हैं तो डॉक्टर हमें एक्सरे निकालने के लिए बताते हैं. तो एक्सरे बेसिकली अपने बॉडी के अंदर जो भी बोन्स है उसके फ़ोटो उसके अंदर दिखते हैं. अगर बोन्स में कोई क्रैक्स है तो डॉक्टर को क्लियरली पता चल जाता है. डिड यू और एनीवन इन योर फैमिली एवर हैव एन एक्सरे of any part of your body taken? Sometimes when we are hurt or have an accident, doctor use this X-ray image to find out about any possible injuries that might have happened to the bones. The X-ray shows the shapes of the bones in our body. Feel the bones in your forearm, upper arm, lower leg and upper leg. Try to find the number of bones in each part. Similarly, feel the bones of your ankle and knee joints and compare this with the X-ray images which is given in figure 8.8. Students, for better understanding of knee joints, keep your palm on the knee and move your legs up and down. Bend your fingers. Are you able to bend them at every joint? How many bones does your middle finger have? Feel the back of your palm. It seems to have many bones, isn't it? Student, please see the diagram 8.9. Is your wrist flexible? It is made up of several small bones called carpals. What will happen if it has only one bone? Student, in our wrist, we have many small bones. But suppose if we have only one bone in the wrist, then we are not able to move our wrist properly. we cannot hold anything properly, isn't it? Activity 4. Take a deep breath and hold it for a little while. Feel your chest bone and the backbone by gently pressing the middle of the chest and back at the same time. स्टूडेंट आपको क्या करना है, एक डीप ब्रीथ लेके आपको आपकी जो ब्रीथ है उसको होल्ड करना है और आपके फिंगर्स से आपके चेस्ट में आगे की साइड पे और पीछे की साइड्स पे जो बोन्स आपको फील होते हैं उसे काउंट करना है. ओके, नाउ काउंट एज मेनी रिब्स bones of the chest as possible. Observe figure 8.10 carefully and compare with what you feel of the chest bones. We see that the ribs are curiously bent. They join the chest bone and the backbone together to form a box. This is called the rib cage. There are 12 ribs on each side of the chest, that is 12 on the left hand side and 12 on the right hand side. Some important internal parts of our body lie protected inside this cage. Students, can you name the organs which lie protected inside this cage? Yes, of course, it's the lungs and heart. Both are very important organs for our body, and that's why it is protected inside this cage. Ask some friends to touch their toes without bending their knees. Starting from the neck, move your fingers downward on the back of your friend. What you feel is the backbone. It is made up of many small bones called vertebrae. The backbone consists of 33 vertebrae. Student, please see the figure 8.11. The rib cage is joined to these bones. If backbone was made up of only one long bone, will your friend be able to bend? Yes, students, our backbone is consist of 33 vertebrae, and that's why we are able to bend or twist little bit. But if instead of 33 vertebrae only single bones are there, then we are not able to bend slightly. Make your friend stand with the hand pressed to the wall and try to push it. Do you notice two bones on the back are prominent where the shoulders are? They are called shoulder bones. Student, please see the figure 8.12. Student, for better understanding, please perform all these exercises at your home. Observe figure 8.13 carefully. This structure is made of pelvic bones. They enclose the portion of your body below the stomach. This is the part you sit on. Student, please see the figure properly. Figure 8.13 shows the pelvic bones. The skull is made up of many bones joined together. Please see the figure 8.14. It encloses the and protect a very important part of the body, that is brain. Student, all you know, we can call the brain as a control center of our body. It controls our full body. So it is very important for our body and hence it is protected properly. And this function is done by the skull. We discussed many bones and the joints of our skeleton. There are some additional parts of the skeleton that are not as hard as the bones and which can be bent. These are called cartilage. Fill your air. Do you find any hard bony parts that can be bent? There do not seem to be any bones here, isn't it? Do you notice anything different between the earlobes and the portion above it? Please see the figure 8.16. As you press them between your fingers, you do feel something in the upper parts of the ear that is not as soft as the earlobe, but not as hard as a bone, isn't it? This is cartilage. Cartilage is also found in the joints of the body. स्टूडेंट्स, अपना जो ईयर है वो कार्टिलेज से बना है, इसीलिए हम उसे बेंड कर सकते हैं। आप अपने जो कान है उसके ऊपर के पार्ट और नीचे के पार्ट को टच करके देखो, वो बेंड होते हैं, वो फ्लेक्सिबल है, बरोबर है। ये इसे बोलते हैं कार्टिलेज। और कार्टिलेज आपके बॉडी में जहाँ भी जॉइंट्स है बोन्स के बीच में, वहाँ पे कार्टिलेज होता है ताकि बोन्स डैमेज न हो सके। We have seen that our skeleton is made up of many bones, joints, and cartilage. You could feel, bend, and move many of them. Draw a neat figure of the skeleton in your notebook. We have learnt about the bones in our body and about joints that help us move in different ways. What makes the bones move the way they do? Let's find out. Make a fist with one hand, bend your arm at the elbow and touch your shoulder with the thumbs. Student, please see the figure 8.17. Do you see any change in your upper arm? Touch it with the other hand. Do you observe a swollen region in your upper arm? This is muscle. Student, please try to do this by yourself also and observe the changes. The muscle bulged due to contraction. It became smaller in length. Now, bring your arm back to its normal position. What happened to the muscles? Is it still contracted? You can observe similar contraction of muscle in your leg when you walk or run. When contracted, the muscle becomes shorter, stiffer, and thicker. It pulls the bone. स्टूडेंट, हमारे में कितनी ताकत है वो दिखाने के लिए हम अपना हैंड बेंड करते हैं, जहाँ जैसे यहाँ पे फिगर 8.17 में दिखाया है। तो अपर आर्म्स में आपको वहाँ पे बल्ज दिखता है। अगर बल्ज बड़ा है तो हम बोलते देखो मेरे में कितनी ताकत है, बरोबर ना। तो बल्ज एक्चुअली क्या है? इट्स अ मसल्स, बरोबर है। तो मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो गए, इसके लिए वहाँ से थोड़े ऊपर आ गए हैं, इसीलिए हमें वो बाहर से दिखते हैं। जब हम मसल्स को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं तो मसल्स छोटे हो जाते हैं, मीन्स लेंथ उसकी कम हो जाती है। स्टिफर मीन्स कड़क हो जाते हैं और थिकर मीन्स थोड़े वहाँ से बल्ज यानी फूल जाते हैं और ये बोन्स को अपनी तरफ खींचते हैं, पुल करते हैं। मसल्स वर्क इन पेयर्स. When one of them contracts, the other bone is pulled in that direction. The other muscle of the pair relaxes. To move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscle contracts to pull the bone towards its original position, while the fist relaxes. A muscle can only pull, it cannot push. Student, please remember this. A muscle can only pull, it cannot push. Thus, two muscles have to work together to move a bone. Are muscles and bones always required for movement? Answer is yes. How do other animals move? Do all animals have bones? What about an earthworm or a snail? Let's study the manner of the movement, that is the gait of some animal. Student, this we will see in the next part. स्टूडेंट, आपको ये याद रखना है कि मसल्स ऑलवेज वर्क इन अ पेयर. मसल्स की दो पेयर होते हैं, बराबर है, पेयर्स होती है, दो दो की जोड़ियाँ होती है. व्हेन वन ऑफ देम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट द बोन इज पुल्ड, उसमें से एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है तो बोन्स को पुल कर लेता है और दूसरे मसल्स रिलैक्स पोजिशन में रहता है. जब भी हमें जो खींचा हुआ बोन्स है उसको ओरिजिनल जगह पे भेजना है तो पहले वाला मसल्स जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ था वो रिलैक्स्ड हो जाएगा और दूसरा जो मसल रिलैक्स था वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा ताकि वो बोन को फिर से पुल कर सके, बरोबर है. Muscles can only pull, it cannot push. Please remember this sentence, student. A muscle can only pull, it cannot push. Is it clear, everyone? Very good.